In the heart of Lagos, where life moves fast and dreams compete with traffic, a quiet longing burned inside a woman named Izine. For years, she lived a life of kindness and gentleness, yet one thing continued to escape her reach: the chance to be a mother. When the opportunity finally arrived, it came in the most unexpected form: a mysterious little girl with eyes too bright to belong to the ordinary world. This is a story of love, danger, ancient magic, and destiny, woven together in a way no one could have predicted. Ezine, a 37-year-old Igbo woman living in Lagos, worked as a fashion designer, and her nights wishing for the child she couldn't have. After years of failed attempts, emotional battles, and lonely evenings, she made the decision to adopt. At the adoption center, one child stood apart from the rest: a quiet 8-year-old girl who seemed to watch the world rather than simply look at it. Her golden brown eyes shimmered unnaturally under certain lighting, like hidden embers waiting for air. Ezine felt an instant connection, the kind that felt both comforting and unexplainably eerie. She signed the papers without hesitation. She had no idea she was adopting the daughter of one of the most feared witches in Yoruba folklore, Marunwi, a woman whose powers were rooted in ancient forbidden magic. Life seemed normal at first. The child, now named Mara, adjusted to her new home. She was polite, quiet, and surprisingly intelligent for her age. Yet strange events began occurring around her. Glass cups vibrated whenever she was upset, lights flickered when she was scared, and objects sometimes shifted without anyone touching them. Ezine tried to rationalize the events: electric faults, coincidences, maybe even her own exhaustion playing tricks on her. But deep down, she sensed something extraordinary happening. One night, Izine entered Amara's room to find her glowing faintly, as if light was leaking from her skin. The glow faded the second she noticed her mother, leaving no trace behind. The child didn't understand her powers. Izine didn't understand them either. But both felt the growing tension of a secret pushing its way to the surface. In a remote forest outside Ibadan, a woman with silver eyes and cowrie-filled dreadlocks performed an ancient ritual. Her name was Morowinmi, the biological mother of the child Izine now raised. Morowinmi had once been powerful, too powerful. Her abilities became feared, and enemies rose against her. To protect her daughter from being hunted by those seeking magical bloodlines, she hid the girl among regular humans, then vanished into the shadows. But now, Morowinmi could feel her daughter's magic awakening across the distance. The veil was thinning, and power, raw, unstable power, was erupting inside the little girl. The mother wanted her child back. The covens wanted her contained, and Izine had unknowingly stepped into a supernatural tug-of-war. As weeks passed, Amara's abilities grew stronger and harder to control. Plants bloomed instantly at her touch. Storm clouds formed when she cried, and once, during a moment of fear, she accidentally lifted herself into the air. The most terrifying moment came when she lost control in public. A teenager tried to scare her, and the street light above exploded outward in a burst of sparks, sending people running. Rumors began to spread. Whispers grew louder. People in the neighborhood claimed they saw a spirit child. Izine realized she was losing control of the situation. Still, she refused to abandon the child she had come to love deeply. But danger was circling closer. One night, under a moon unlike any other, large, crimson, and heavy, the past arrived at Izine's doorstep. Morowinwi appeared, her presence chilling the air itself. She had watched from afar for weeks. She had seen the girl's power grow unchecked, and she believed only she could guide her daughter safely. But Izine refused to let Morowinwi take the child. She stood her ground, fueled by fierce maternal love, not by blood, but by bond. Morowinwi warned her. The child's power was becoming unstable. Without proper training, she could destroy herself or others. The forces hunting her were getting closer. Izine remained firm. Love, she believed, was stronger than magic. But Morowinwi wasn't alone. Something darker was coming. Across the spiritual realm, word spread that the child of the silver-eyed witch had resurfaced. Ancient beings, coven leaders, and power-hungry hunters began moving in the shadows. One group, a powerful Yoruba coven known as Aje Ominira, sought to capture the child. They believed her powers could either restore or destroy the balance of their world. Strange figures began appearing near Izine's home. Animals behaved unusually. Drums echoed at night with no visible drummers. The wind carried warnings in whispers. Izine, now terrified, accepted the truth that the world she knew was gone, and everything she loved was in danger. The night it happened was violent, chaotic, and unforgettable. The coven came for the child. Shadows moved like living creatures. The sky turned dark despite a full moon, and storm winds circled Izine's compound. Morowinwi appeared again, not as an enemy, but as a protector. She confronted the coven head-on, unleashing ancient spells that shook the earth beneath them. Amara, terrified, released a wave of uncontrolled magic more powerful than anything she had ever produced, blasting attackers away, shaking buildings and splitting the night sky with golden light. The ground trembled. Air vibrated with energy. And in the center of all the chaos stood an 8-year-old girl who didn't understand the power she held. The coven retreated, defeated, for now. But the danger remained. After the battle, Izine and Morowinwi faced a painful truth. Neither could raise the child alone. Morowinwi had the knowledge to control dangerous magic. Izine had the heart and stability the child needed. Amara needed both. Though distrust remained, an unlikely partnership formed between them. Not as friends, not as enemies, but as mothers bound by the same love. Together, they agreed to protect and train the child no matter the cost. Months passed, and the once unstable child began learning to control her powers, guided by the two women who loved her in different ways. Izine provided grounding, warmth, and emotional safety. Morowinwi provided discipline, strength, and knowledge of the supernatural. Slowly, a new family formed, one built not by bloodline, but by purpose. Yet the world remained dangerous. The coven had not forgotten, and power always attracts enemies. But for now, peace existed. And for the first time, the little girl who once feared her own abilities could smile without fear. This story is a reminder that family is not always defined by blood. Sometimes it is forged through sacrifices, danger, and love. And for a child born of magic and raised by courage, her destiny was only just beginning.